Hello, everybody.
All right, we can take up either Eubanks or Pulleys. Let's take up Eubanks first, and that's him at the jail.
That's correct, Your Honor.
All right, we'll go on the record in State of Kansas versus Kanaya Eubanks, case number 23 CR 171. Would counsel announce appearances, please?
May it please the court, the state appears by Jill Gillette, County Attorney.
Nia Eubanks appears via Zoom from the Greenwood County Jail, and with counsel Eric Hartenstein appearing via Zoom from the Sedgwick County Courthouse.
All right, Mr. Eubanks entered a plea of guilty to unlawful possession of controlled substance back on July 25th. Sentencing was originally scheduled for October 9th. Mr. Eubanks failed to appear. Case was set over. Well, eventually he was picked up on a bench warrant, then sentencing was set for today. I've received a PSI indicating a criminal history score of I. Ms. Gillette, any objection to the criminal history score?
No, not from the state.
All right, and Mr. Hartenstein?
No objection.
Okay, it doesn't look like he has any prior criminal history. So I'm assuming, Mr. Eubanks, you don't object to the criminal history score of I?
Yeah, I don't object.
All right, I will establish criminal history score of I. Ms. Gillette, are you aware of any legal reason why we should not proceed to sentencing today?
I am not.
And Mr. Hartenstein?
No, nothing known to the defense.
All right, this is a presumptive probation case. I'll take recommendations from the state at this time.
Your Honor, this is a possession of methamphetamine case. He has scored out for probation. He is out of state, or he would have been screened for Senate Bill 123, but his primary residence is not in Kansas.
Jill, I don't think that's correct. There is a 123 screening with the PSI, and he lives in Wichita.
Oh, okay. I thought he was in a vehicle with a bunch of individuals from Colorado.
Well, he was certainly passing through the county.
Yeah. So he has scored out. He is scored for probation of 12 months. He has post-release supervision of 12 months. We're recommending the underlying standard 11 months, up to 20% good time credit. He does have 50 days of jail credit up to today. That is set out on the face sheet of the PSI. He does have a KBI lab fee of $400, DNA database fee, court cost. He does have correctional supervision fee of $120. Booking and fingerprint fee is $45. And he was assessed for Senate Bill 123, but there's not an offender reimbursement because he was not granted Senate Bill for his low score. We asked the court to inquire pursuant to Robinson as to bids and application and attorney's fees. And he was appointed Mr. Hartenstein. At first, he did not qualify for a court-appointed attorney, but I believe he ended up losing a job in there and then ended up qualifying later. There's no other cases that are currently pending to run this concurrent or consecutive to.
Thank you, Ms. Gillette. Mr. Hartenstein, your recommendations?
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Eubanks has been in custody for, he says 50 days now. The PSI shows 48 on his current incarceration, so we aren't going to object to that. Mr. Eubanks lives in Wichita. He is unemployed. The rather lengthy report indicates that we're okay with the recommendations, the presumption of probation, standard conditions of probation, standard fees and costs. I would ask that you make the Robinson findings that repayment of any of these attorney fees would create a burden for Mr. Eubanks in excess of his ability to pay based upon the court costs involved, the lab fees involved, the treatment costs that I believe are going to come about here, and the time it's going to take him to participate in that treatment. So I think that at the very least, a reduction in the attorney fees, and if your honor finds fit, a complete waiver of additional attorney fees above the $100 application fee. Like I said, he lives in Wichita. We'd ask that supervision be allowed to occur here in Wichita with probation here in Sedgwick County.
Thank you, Mr. Hartenstein. Mr. Eubanks, is there anything that you would like to say before the court pronounces sentence?
No, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Eubanks, for the primary offense of unlawful possession of a controlled substance, a level 5 non-person drug felony with your criminal history score of I do sentence you to the standard term of 11 months with the Secretary of Corrections. You are eligible for 20% good time credit and are subject to 12 months post-release supervision. This is a presumptive probation case. I'm going to place you on probation with court services for a period of 12 months. I will give you 50 days of jail credit for time that you've already served on your case. You will need to follow all standard conditions of probation, including refraining from the use of alcohol or illegal drugs. You are subject to random breath, blood, and urinalysis testing. I have received as part of the PSI an evaluation that recommends level 1 outpatient treatment. I will order that you complete the recommended treatment program and follow all recommendations. You need to notify your probation officer of any changes of employment, residence, or phone number. You're not to violate the law. You have contact with law enforcement. You need to let your probation officer know within 24 hours. You need to follow all curfew and travel restrictions that are part of the probation program. Tell me a little bit about your employment situation.
I was working prior at McDonald's, but I don't have a job right now, but I know that I do have jobs lined up, so I can get it within less than a week.
Okay, what type of work will you be doing?
I usually do fast food. I usually do upper management. I've had nothing but upper management, so.
And you live in Wichita?
Yes, sir. I mean, yes, Your Honor.
Okay, you need to gain employment as a condition of probation.
Okay.
Now, tell me about your educational history. You don't have a GED or a high school diploma?
No, I do not. 11th grade is the highest I went.
Any reason why you can't get a GED?
No, I am planning on getting that in the future anyway.
Okay, that would greatly, well, I say greatly, but that would increase the type of work you could probably get if you had a diploma or a GED. I'm going to order it as a condition of probation that you complete a GED or a high school equivalency exam.
Okay. I was planning on doing that. I was actually working on that prior to
Okay.
getting
Well,
in custody.
hopefully you're a step ahead there and you can just get in and knock that out. I think it'd be good for you.
Yes.
I'm going to order you pay the court costs in the case. Ms. Gillette, did you mention a KBI lab fee?
Yes, there's a KBI lab fee, court cost, DNA database fee, correctional supervision fee. There should be a booking and fingerprint fee, and a Senate Bill 175 assessment fee. And then whether or not you say anything on attorney's fees.
All right, so you're gonna be ordered to pay the court costs of the case. I'm not going to assess a fine, however, I'm gonna order that you pay $400 to reimburse the KBI for the testing they did on the
Okay.
drugs in this case. Since this is your first felony offense in Kansas, you will be ordered to submit a sample of DNA and pay the database fee of $200.
We already do the DNA.
I am gonna order that you pay the probation supervision fees, as well as a booking fee of $45. Do you have any other holds on you, Mr. Eubanks?
I do not believe so, Your Honor.
Okay. I'm gonna order that you pay the bids application fee. However, since you've been in jail now for a period of time and are unemployed, all pursuant to State versus Robinson, I'll waive reimbursement of bids court-appointed attorney's fees. I'm gonna order you pay a minimum of $50 a month towards your costs and fees. And if I
Okay.
didn't order the Senate bill assessment fee of $175, I am ordering that you pay that. I'm gonna give you a little bit of a cushion. Your first $50 payment is due by the last business day of February of this year. And you need
Okay.
to pay at least 50 by the last business day of each month after that, until you get everything paid in full. You're gonna need to pay more than that along the way, but that'll give you time to get out, get a couple paychecks before you have to make your first payment.
Okay, thank you.
You may have a right to expunge this conviction off of your record at some point in the future. If you're interested in expungement, I would suggest contacting an attorney or doing some of your own research to figure out when you might be eligible to do that, if this is an expungible offense, and so forth. You do have a right to appeal this sentence. If you choose to appeal, you have 14 days from today's date. If you can't afford an attorney to do an appeal, one would be appointed for you. As a convicted felon, you're not to be in possession of firearms, and there are the loss of certain civil rights, such as the right to vote, until your sentence has been fully discharged. Ms. Gillette, can you think of anything that I've failed to address?
Judge, did you advise about prohibition of firearms and civil rights?
I did.
That's it. That's all I got.
Mr. Hartenstein?
Nothing further, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Eubanks, why did you fail to appear last time?
I was going through some mental struggles along the way. I had currently I just I was just going I was in my head. After this, I plan on seeing a doctor for like mental headspace, I guess.
Do you need to have a mental health assessment?
Probably I was gonna go whenever I got to Wichita and see my KU doctor to get me a doctor to take to to get me a mental, see if because I have I forgot what it's called, but like for schizophrenia down my family tree. So
Okay. You're not Senate Bill 123 eligible, so you're gonna have to pay for your drug and alcohol treatment yourself. I'm not gonna order that you do a mental health assessment because I don't want to burden you with a bunch of more fees on top of this, but
okay.
if you feel you need that and that's gonna make you successful on probation, you need to do that. Perhaps
Yeah.
who do your drug and alcohol treatment have somebody who can give you some mental health treatment, because you've been sitting in jail for another 48 days that you never would have had to do had you
Mhm.
just showed up to court.
Yep.
If you mess up on probation now and don't show up to probation, you're looking at doing 11 months in prison.
Yep.
So you need to be successful on this probation. You need to report as directed. You need to stay clean. You
Yes.
need to make your payments. Otherwise, you're gonna sit in jail or prison. So,
Thank you.
all right, Miss McManus, you need to set up a breakout room to visit with him? Does he just need to call in?
Your Honor, could he call the Butler County office, please?
Okay, do you have something to write with?
Yes, I have,
Okay,
Yeah,
could you
personally.
provide that phone number, Miss McManus?
Yes, that would be 316.
All right, call that number. I'm assuming you'll be released today. Are you gonna have somebody that can come pick you up?
I've already made arrangements a little prior to this. I have my mother coming
Okay,
if
I
I
would-
were to get out today.
you need to call this court services number today when you get released from jail.
Okay.
I'm
And
assuming,
that's the number that you just gave me, right? Okay.
correct.
Awesome.
And that's the number for court services. That's the probation agency that's gonna be supervising you. So make sure you call and do what they have to say. Do what they say.
Yeah. And so all of my stuff is getting moved over to Wichita, correct?
Well, I'll allow it to transfer to Sedgwick County, but you need to
Okay.
report to Butler County until they've authorized you to report to Sedgwick County, because Sedgwick County has to agree to supervise you. So
Okay.
you'll report to Butler County until they tell you you can report somewhere else.
All right. Thank you.
All right, counsel, anything else?
I can't think of it.
No, Your Honor.
We'll be in recess. Good luck to you, Mr. Eubanks.
Thank you.
Be safe, be well, sleep sweet, and much love.